Okay, for this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with showing you how to add a new page to your site. So I'll go ahead and log in. There's a couple of different types of pages that you'll want to know about. One is a page redirect, which will direct you to another website, or you can have pages that are just on your site. So these first few pages here are actually on your site. When you go in as an admin, you can see your analytics, which if I click on that, it takes you to Google and it'll show you information about page visits, etc., etc. So that's a redirect to another site. Scheduling an appointment is a redirect to another site. All the rest of these pages are pages on your site. So you have your main menu bar up here at the top, and then you have a sub-menu underneath some of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a sample page as a sub-menu under the Home tab. So what I'll do is I'll come up here under Pages. I can add a new page.
Let's call it Techniques.
Okay.
Then I can list deep pressure, deep tissue, Swedish, Thai massage.
Sure.
Okay. That'd be perfect. Then I can fuddle around with it or change it as I choose.
All right, so we got a new page called Techniques. The difference, what's necessary here is a page name. The difference between a page name and a page title is this. It really has to do with search engine optimization. So if I just leave it like this and I hit save at the bottom of this page, you'll have a page called Techniques. What I'll also need to do is I want to put it under the home page. So here is something called parent page, and I want my home page to be the actual parent.
Okay.
So, if I hit save now I'll have a Techniques page underneath the home page, right under here. The page title is something that when people bookmark a page, it's important what your page title is, because that'll be descriptive for them. So you might want something more descriptive here if you think people are going to be prone to bookmark this page. Also, Google is interested in what the page title is because they think that the page title has a lot more to do with exactly what that page is about. So you might want something more descriptive here, like massage techniques.
Yes.
Or you could even call the page title Massage Techniques in the Seattle area, which would be helpful for your search engine optimization, because then Google will know this is something specific to Seattle, and when people search for it, you're more likely to come to the top. All right, and let's go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
After doing this and after telling you this, you'll probably want to go through your site and actually check and see whether these pages actually have titles to them or not. I don't think I put titles on them.
Okay.
All right, so now I have a parent page, and you don't really have to worry about anything else. A template, if you want a separate, we haven't made any other templates, so if you want this page to look different than the other pages, then you would want a certain template. Do I include it in the menu, or is it a hidden page? I actually want it included so people can get to it.
Yeah.
Something else that's important here is I can copy another page, which means all the modules and information on that other page would come right over to this new page.
Okay.
All right. Permissions. This might be important. So by default, the only people that can see this page are administrators.
Right.
So admins always can see a page. That means you and me. I do want all users to be able to view the page.
Right.
So I'll check that off. Registered users means somebody has to actually log into the site in order to see the page. And it can be any Joe that can log into your site. But you're not really using registration in that way, so you probably don't need it.
Not applicable.
If I check off edit page for all users, that means anybody that comes to your site can edit the content that's on there, which you don't want. All right, and then advanced settings, let's see. Icons, large icons, page, again, theming. You don't necessarily want to change the theme on a single page alone. Whether a page is disabled. Sometimes at the top, you'll want a page that's in the main menu that people cannot click on. You just want it there so they can mouse over and see a bunch of other clickable pages.
Okay.
In which case, if you don't want them to click on it, I would call that disabled. So they'll be able to see it, but they can't actually visit it.
Engage it. Okay.
And then here also under advanced settings, if I go down here to other settings, I can actually have a link URL. So right now the link is just to itself. It's linking to the page that you're creating. But if I want to link to a URL, I might want to link to another website somewhere.
Okay.
So this is how I would create a link in your menu that actually goes to another page, on another website.
So like if I wanted to link into Massage Journal or AMTA something, yeah, okay.
Yep, you would put that right in here.
Okay.
Spell all that out. And then you would probably want to open that link in a new browser window, because you don't want to lose the user off of your site. You just want it to spawn another another page opened in a different browser window. So I'm going to go back to none.
Okay.
And then I'll hit add page.
Okay.
All right, it's a blank page. I can see under home, now we have techniques. By default, every time you create a new page, you have a rich text module that's placed in the page.
Okay.
This feedback module, this is something that we created by hand for you. It's going to appear by default on every page too, because I told that feedback module to go ahead and appear on every page in the site. So here, this allows you to go ahead and edit information right away. So if you want a title over top of a bunch of text, then the title would change in the module settings. So this gear icon here allows you to get to the module settings. You can also move the page around. I'll get back to that in a minute. But here's where you edit the content of the module. All right, so one is for editing content, one's for editing the settings. So I'm going to go ahead and edit my content in here. And you should come up with this rich text editor. In the first video that I did, it kind of goes through how to use this, so I won't even go into too much. But basically, so you had something in mind that you wanted to link to on this page for techniques. Do you remember? We could do that, or we could come back to it.
Yeah, we can come. I was just going to list different types of techniques that would be open to the client. So if they go on my page and they say, "Oh, he does deep tissue," or he does, Thai massage. You know what I mean? So
yeah. So if I wanted to put in Thai massage, one of the things I might want to do here is make this a list. So that's a bulleted list. Might want it bold. Might want to change the size
of the font.
Okay. And you can change the color, etc. I mean, this is pretty common. It's fairly familiar, like a Microsoft Word type of interface. All right. I also showed you in the first video, you can go into your HTML if you need to go in there and do custom tweaks or anything. But not too much else here that you want to do. So this is just the content of that rich text. So we see that comes up. Now, if I want a title or if I don't, I can go under my settings here. Now, again, we're just dealing with the module in the middle of the new page. So we're not dealing with the page anymore. We're dealing with the content that's in the page.
That's in the page, yeah.
All right. So there's all sorts of settings here. One of the ones that you might want to know about, let me see if it's under advanced. Under page settings. Display container. Every module is contained in a container. You can't see it. but you can use the container for decorating. You can use the container to give it a certain color in the background. Like I could put in a color here.
Blue, green, whatever.
Yeah, let's just call it blue.
Okay.
If I don't want that title to appear at all, I'll probably just not display the container.
Okay.
Because the title is part of the container.
Okay.
So I know this is a lot you're learning. That's why we're making videos, but you'll get it as we go along. Let me go ahead and display that. I'm going to go ahead and hit update, and we got a blue background.
Okay.
It's really ugly.
Real deep.
So I'm just going to take that container off. Actually, let me leave that on for a second. I'll show you one other thing. And here under basic settings, so this is the title under the basic settings on this module settings tab.
Okay.
So if I do want to keep a title, let me do this and get rid of this color. Hit update. So I can see that my title has changed.
Okay, got it.
So when I created a new page, I automatically went into edit mode. And again, I outlined edit mode on the first video, but I'm going to come out of edit mode.
Okay.
So this administrative bar at the top, I can still see. So I have all my edit privileges and everything ready for me, but now I see kind of WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. So this is what the user would see if I'm not in edit mode.
Right.
So this is what it'll look like.
Okay.
I'll come back into edit mode by editing this page. Go ahead.
Okay. So now this is the, for all intents and purposes, this is the whole page and this is what they're going to see.
Yeah.
So now if I wanted to bring in a block to put like maybe a picture with me doing a Thai massage move, not a rotisserie, just a stationary picture. Yep. Okay. So I can bring a block in and then I would be able to attach a picture and put it in that block.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Okay.
So there's a couple of different ways you could do that. One, let me get rid of this title just to show you that. I'll just get rid of the container, or I could
go back to settings,
blank out this title.
Yeah. Right? Okay, got it.
So I'll hit update there, and if I come out of edit mode, that's what the user sees.
Okay.
All right. Let me go back into edit mode. So I was saying there's a couple of ways that you can accomplish what you want. So if I want a picture right next to Thai massage, then I don't necessarily. I'm sorry, let me back up. This, remember I had mentioned the concept of templates?
Yeah.
This entire page runs on a template. You can't really see the template just yet. But if I want to see what the template looks like, under Edit Page, I'm going to go View in Layout mode.
Okay.
When I do that, I can see a bunch of different things that are going on with this template. So these are all different spots where I can drop a module in. I could take this module right here and I can start moving it around. So if I want if I want 3 modules across here, then this is the row that I want. C row 7 left.
Okay,
C row 7 middle, C row 7 right. Right? So if I want to use 3 different modules across my page, then I might want to move this into C row 7. C is probably means content row 7, and I might want this in the middle. So it just moved that module into the middle.
Okay.
Now, again, we're just looking at the template. So if I want to see what the user sees, I'll come out of edit mode. Now, because there was nothing on the left and nothing on the right, this just kind of moves itself over.
Automatically, yeah.
If I want to add more content, I'm going to come up here under modules and I'll add a new module.
Okay.
All right. This is where when I create custom modules for you, they're going to appear up here.
Okay.
The one you're going to use the most of is just a regular HTML module.
Right.
So I can either type that in because I know what it's called, or I can start scrolling through here and let me find what I'm looking for. Right. So I got an HTML module. Let me bring that on down here. You can see that it's telling me where I'm dropping it. Right?
Oh, what row it is specific. Okay, great.
So I'm dragging it down, and I want it next to this one.
Cool.
So I'll put it right in here.
Cool.
All right, and I'm going to drag one more down.
Okay.
Come on. Okay, so now we've got 3 across.
Right. Okay.
One of the things I can do here is, let me go ahead and edit this content. And I'll get rid of this. And I'm going to go into my media manager. So if you mouse over this, it'll tell you this is inserting media.
So the paperclip, yeah.
Yeah. And I actually want an image here. I can get a video, I can get Flash, I can get a document, right? So I'll go ahead and insert my image. And so here's a directory structure. You can add to that by adding directories here. You can delete directories, etc., etc.
Okay.
I have some images already on the site. I do know under Files, I have an image view. So I'll grab that. In the previous video, I taught you about how to change some of the properties of this image that you'll really want to know about. All right, so let me just go ahead and save that. All right, I'm going to come out of edit mode. So I see I have one column with just a picture, and I didn't take off the title. Right. So it still has its own plain title. And then I've got one content with text, and then there's another one over here, but I didn't change it at all.
Right.
So it went blank. It's hiding itself from us. But when I'm editing, I can see it, obviously, right? The other way of doing that, let me go ahead and delete this. So I'm going to go under Settings. I'll see a delete option. So I'm deleting that module from the page. If I find myself with only 2 here, 2 modules on the page, now the row 7 that I selected has 3 modules across. So it's going to limit me. This is probably around 33% of the width of the page. This is 33%. If I don't have a third one, then I'm only going to be using 66% of my page. So I would probably want to go view my layout mode and see if I could find something with just 2 across. So here's one that it looks like it's 30% on the right and 70% on the left. So I'd probably want text here. Yeah. And then maybe an image over here or something like that.
Got it.
Here's one with 30% on the left, 70% on the right. Okay. So find the row that fits how you want it laid out.
What I want to, insert in there.
And then you could just, I think you could just drag these. Let's try that. You probably can, but maybe not.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's okay.
So you could just use this
okay.
and tell it where to go.
Okay. Because I was on this page earlier and I was, like a couple months ago or whatever, and I was trying to figure it out because I had moved something and I got lucky and I was able to put it back where it was. So, yeah. Cool.
So I'll go back into edit mode. I'll show you one more way that you might want to add an image.
Okay.
All right, so let me go into edit content here. Give me another type of massage.
Deep tissue.
All right. So I'm going to come here at the end of the line. You're going to have to play with this to see what kind of effect you want.
Okay.
But I'm going to add just a little image here. So I'll go back up to my media manager, go into my images, take a look at my files. I'm going to take this purple hand right here.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my image alignment to align it to the left.
Okay.
And so I explained this in a previous video, but right now that image is pretty big. It's 300 pixels wide by 285 high. This icon, if I click on it, it enforces referential integrity. So if I change this to be only 100,
it's going to reduce the size of the image.
It reduces the height as well.
That's okay. So it correlates with the height.
It keeps it adjusted properly.
Right.
If I didn't click that link, then the width would be 100, but the height would still be 285. So it'd be very thin.
Yeah.
All right. Alt text here is real important. So the user won't see the alt text. It's just text that's in your code underneath that image
Okay.
that describes the image.
Okay.
So as much as possible, you want to use alt text for your Google ranking.
Okay.
Because Google comes in and searches through that and says, oh, this page really relates to massage therapy or whatever it is you're trying to look for.
Okay.
So I might say deep tissue, Thai massage, or something like that for any image, for alt text of any image. And then there's a longer description you can put on that as well. And it works the same way. The user's not going to see it, but Google or whatever search engine will see it, Bing, whatever.
Okay.
And then also, I want to put a right margin. So I'm telling the image to align to the left, this one right here. So it's going to go to the left of the text that I'm putting it next to. And because it's going to go to the left, I don't want the text butting right up against the image.
So you want to put a margin between the two.
Right. So I'm going to put like a 5-pixel margin.
Left image with the right text. If I want a right image, I'll put a left margin on it.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So I'll insert that. All right. So that causes it to float. It's called a float. So that image is now floating to the left of anything that you put it next to.
Okay.
So remember, I put the image on the right over here,
Up high.
but the float causes it to come over here to the left.
Okay.
All right, which means that for this deep tissue, I might want to come down another line.
Got it.
Right? So that's another way of putting an image into your content in a way that, you can more precisely place it than putting it in the template somewhere in another zone.
That sounds good. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So
I'll fudge around with this stuff, man.
All right. So while you're fudging around, let me go back into my page settings. So under the edit page, I can also see my page settings here. So let me go to my page settings. And what I'll do is I'm going to change these permissions so that it's not all users.
Right.
I want it to be admins only.
Yeah.
So while I'm playing around with it, I don't want anybody else to come by my website and see what I'm doing. Right? So now nobody else can see it except for me. Let me see. Oh, one other thing about pages. So that's about adding a page. That's about putting content on a page, moving the content around the page. Mostly what you'll be using is this HTML text box type of thing, which you can find here under modules. You can add a new one. Let's go to services. All right, so here, I'm going to go into edit mode. And again, this is an HTML module. Let me go into the content here. So this particular icon right here, if you want something like that, it's not actually contained in the application.
Okay.
I made that up. So it's probably not real easy, but I'd go into the HTML and I'd start looking around for, how did he do that? All right, so here's a hyperlink. There's the download text.
Okay.
Right? And then this is the link around the download text. And then after that, I see that same hyperlink right there. And then this thing right here is that icon. All right, so
EM class. Okay.
Yeah, so probably what I want to do, let me see, if I go back to design here, I might be able to just do this. I'm holding down my shift key and I'm using my arrows. And I don't want to get too much. And then Control C will copy. So what I might want to try to do is just copy that whole thing and see if I can bring that icon along with it. If not, you might have to go into the HTML or call me.
Okay.
But if you have another document that you want to put in here, I might want to position my cursor. Let's say there's another document that goes under monthly wellness.
Okay.
Then I'm going to put in a new line right in here. So I'll position my cursor either in this line or this line.
Okay.
And then up here, this thing looks like a table. So I'm going to come down here, use the drop down. This allows me to insert a row above or insert a row below.
Okay.
And I forgot where I put my cursor.
So now you want to insert it below.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll do this. I'll insert a row below.
Got it.
All right. Gives me the exact same thing as the row above. And then I start typing in whatever I want.
Mm-hmm.
New form
Okay.
here. Let me see if I could copy this. On the Mac, it's let's see. Nope, that didn't do it. So I'd come in here and I'd look for client home. What is that?
So we need
I
to be
want
up here by monthly wellness.
Yeah. So let me scroll up.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. All right. So this chevron, that looks right. So I'll come in here, and this will take some playing around with and getting used to. Let me just copy that. This TD means table data.
Okay.
So this is your whole table that we've created, and then you've got a TR, which is a row, and in that row you have these cells. Each TD is a cell.
Okay.
So I'm going to copy this whole cell right here, and then I'll come down here. This is my new row. I can tell because it just looks different than all the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll put this. I'll just copy this cell right in here, or paste it right over top. All right. And then here I can tell this A tag or anchor. I'm going to grab this whole anchor right there. So this A.
From anchor to anchor.
Yeah, from anchor to anchor.
Okay.
This is kind of an opening anchor. And this with the hash in front of it is a closing anchor.
Mm-hmm.
And this has the thing I told you about, which is kind of the download image, right? So I'm just going to grab that right there, this whole anchor. And I'm going to put that in here, this cell. So anyway, once you play with it, you'll get used to it. I don't want to go too much into detail there.
That's fine.
So now you've got that little icon.
Right.
It's actually set to download this monthly wellness form. So now give the title of your new form, put in the text here of what the new form is, and then you'd hyperlink the whole thing using this hyperlink tag.
Okay.
All right. So that'll come up, and you tell it, do you want to go to a page on your site? Let's see. URL. All right, so here's to files that you might upload.
Okay.
If the file's not there, you'll pick which directory you want to go into, and then hit upload.
Okay.
And it'll allow you to select off your hard drive. Okay, which file do you want to upload?
Okay.
When you do that, you can upload 3 files. If you have more than 3 files right now, I can add another line. And add a 4th, add a 5th, whatever. Okay. And then you just hit upload when you're done. Then those files will be in here, and you pick the one that you want to hyperlink.
Okay.
So that puts in the hyperlink for that particular file, and then I'd hit OK. I didn't have anything selected, so
that's fine.
It didn't know what to call it.
Okay.
So anyway, that's that. That's about editing a table, going in and editing a rich text field or a page, the content in a page, and hit cancel. So we don't mess it up. Let me see. Oh, and one other thing about pages. Bring this up here. So if I want to edit my analytics page, or if I want to edit my schedule appointment page, and I don't want that, suppose I want to delete the page, there's no way of me actually getting to the page to do that. Does that make sense? Because when I click on it, it's going to take me to another website. Yeah. Right now, I'm on the services page. If I want to delete that, I can hit delete page.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I understand. Because this is a transference. This is out of the scope of my websites because it's another entity. Because these would be the only 3 I would be and be about. But
yeah.
So that's good information. And like I said, a couple hours a day, I just sit down and take one section of okay, I think I want to change this or add this, and I'll work on that. Yeah. So.
Well, let me just show you how to get to these pages, even all of these pages, if you need to. Because right now, you can't get to this page, analytics, or schedule appointment. But under the admin section right here, we have page management.
Okay.
So if I go there, I can see all the pages on my website, even whether they're hidden or not. So
Okay.
this is the new page we created.
Mm-hmm.
This is my schedule appointment page. So if I click on one of these, I'll come up with my page properties the same way as if I was on the page and I went to the properties of the
Okay.
page, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're all listed here. You just got to kind of make yourself familiar with them.
Okay.
For each page, it'd be a good idea to put in a page description because right now they don't have them. But
Okay.
again, this is for search engine optimization. So
Right.
Google likes to see descriptors on each page
Okay.
and separate keywords. So you gave me keywords and everything for the site, and you
Mhm.
gave me descriptions for the site. You could use those same ones for each page if you want, or something more specific for each
Okay.
page.
It's good homework for me.
Yeah. And so, yeah. So if I wanted to delete this page, I could just right click here, and I can delete the page
Okay.
if you need to. All right.
Yeah, and you can delete that one. I'll go in and
All
I'll
right.
do it myself.
So I'll delete that page. And if you go, oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that, then I want to go up here to admin.
I hate
'Cause
when
you know
I do
it's
that.
gonna
I hate
happen.
when I do that.
There's a recycle bin.
Good.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'll go in there. Here's pages that have been deleted. So
Right.
we just deleted that one.
Then you can
And
restore.
if there's
whatever.
modules that and you accidentally deleted a module, you can come here to your recycle bin and retrieve it. So
Cool.
if I click on this, I can restore that module
Mhm.
to where it was before. Right now, I'm going to empty everything in the recycle bin. So you'll start fresh.
Okay.
Okay, they're all gone.
Cool.
And I think that's it.
Nice.
Good?
I love it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.